talking about age-related muscle loss. After 40 years old, people lose between 3 to 5, some sources say 2% of muscle. So let's say between 2 and 5% of muscle mass every 10 years after 40 years old. This is this is a ballpark figure, and this is like just a general figure. What is it? Why do you have to lose muscle as you get older? Um, People quickly point out the most obvious thing, especially with the issue of TRT, and there's a lot of this. It's all over the news. Okay, it's all over social media. People who are older, many more people are on social media with bigger muscles. Hey, am I one of them? That's actually small. If you look at my playlist, if you please check out my playlist, William Nico Bodybuilder, you will see most videos of me posing when I was a natural bodybuilding competitor. I competed for the International Natural Federation of Bodybuilding and for the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation, which is the professional arm, okay, professional arm of the INBF. So you go through a qualifying process. You just not automatically a pro. You have to compete against the best guys regionally, or in New York. I was in New York, competed against the best guys in New York in my age group over 40, and simultaneously I competed in the open category just to test myself. I wanted to see how could do against the younger guys. I actually won a lot of natural competitions in the open category. And this was all when I started competing, I think when I was 46 years old, 45. That's when I started competing. And I actually started as a powerlifter, Olympic lifter in my teens. But I dropped out. I stopped weightlifting at 19. Over the years, I got out of shape. You couldn't even recognize me. At 37, you couldn't recognize me. Instead of big arms, I had skinny arms and a big waist. Yes. I was laughed at when I went into McDonald's. They said, "You don't need to eat it. You don't look like a you you need a burger. Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. Happy Saturday." So we're talking about age-related muscle loss. Now I know, yeah, you're not old. You're not an old guy like me. Everybody's not old. But this is a topic that is, you see it even if you're young. You go on social media and you see a lot of older guys flexing, and some of them are spectacular. They have a lot of muscle, right? And there's a lot of sometimes, let's face it. You see an older guy with muscle, and it raises questions. You ask, right? How can an older guy get muscle when typically, normally older guys lose muscle because of a condition called sarcopenia, which takes away your muscle. Everything, you can look at muscle that you had when you were young. You look at it like money in the bank. You have all this money in the bank, and all of a sudden you start taking out, and before you know, you have very, very little small bank account. That's how your muscles get when you get older. But how can you slow it down? I mean, maybe not you, but me. Diet has a lot to do with it, and your immune system. Yeah, your immune system. The very thing that keeps you from catching a common cold. Yes, that is a real big factor. Stress, how you sleep, how you eat, all these things. But there's something called the protein utilization. As you get older, that declines. Did you know that? I mean, hey, you can't eat the 5, 6, 7 meals you used to eat when you were younger as you get older. And if you do, your body doesn't use it. Actually, it can affect the liver in a bad way if you eat more as you get older. I found in my case, eating less actually is more beneficial than eating more because my body is just has a burden, places it places a burden to try to do the same things in the same methods. I used to bulk up like at 46 years old. Let me tell you, man, one time I bulked up in the off season and you wouldn't recognize me. That was the most muscle I ever gained. I was 211 pounds with abs. How you doing? Happy Saturday. Can you imagine 211 pounds with abs? That was me at 46 years old. But now what do I do? What do I do if I want to keep my muscle? First thing I gotta do is train differently. I gotta change up the routine. So it's not just about training heavy, but about changing. Make things a little bit harder to do. Do a one-arm exercises is probably one of the most beneficial exercises that I have found for my age to help me maintain muscle mass. One-arm lifting, if you lift something, and this goes whether you're old or young, if you lift with one arm, you're actually using 30% more of your strength. But I gotta add, because I've talked a lot already, that this video is not meant for recommendation or advice. This video is meant for educational purposes only. So getting back, if you lift things with one hand, you're using 30% more strength. That's going to recruit more muscle fiber because one of the ways that people lose muscle as they get older is their motor. The motor system in their brain is not as efficient. Your muscles depend on your nervous system recruitment. It's called motor units. Your brain decreases its ability to send out the signals to your muscles. But lifting with one arm actually helps retain a lot of that ability in your motor system. Because number one, it strengthens your grip. And number two, it forces your body to release 30% more strength. So one-arm lifting for older people is very necessary. But we're not just talking about big biceps. Why does everybody talk about big arms and see people big? Only look at the side. It's the legs. The legs. The legs is the worst thing to go in an older person. This is why I put a lot of tension on legs. I do a lot of reps. I try to do a moderate amount of reps for more reps. Because this will increase the circulation. This will help the strength of your joints. So anyway, that's my take on aging and muscle loss. Things you can do to deal with it.